Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to an episode of Out of the Park Baseball 19 as the Toronto Blue Jays. So, we had an interesting offseason. We didn't get the big free agent I hoped for, but we did get some interesting, useful pieces. And once again, we've got John D. Morris, a first-round draft pick that's actually going to play an important role right from the get-go, which is really good. We upgraded a couple positions where we needed it. And overall, I think we are a better team today than we were at the beginning of the offseason. There are two things I want to do before the season begins and before we start setting our lineups and rotations and so forth. If we're to be successful in the long run, we need cost certainty, which means identifying those players that are going to be key to our success and locking them down. We're going to John Hart it up. I would happily pay you $300,000 a year if you'd give me 5 years. No. 3 years? No. I'm going to fatten his contract up a little bit. I tend to notice that in OOTP 19, if you give them like a graduated increase, they tend to like that. And there we go. That's more than I would have paid. That's a good deal. I like that. Now let's try to lock down Chili. Now Chili wants that big fat contract. Can we get him to take some of the meat out of the middle though? Like maybe 530 here. 560. And then sure, if he wants 3 years for 600 at the end, I'll take it. Can I get you to give me a couple of team options, actually? I'll give you 150 grand. Nope, he didn't like that one so much. Alright, so let's cut this down by a couple hundred. Cut you down by 100. Increase by 50, 40, and then we'll put you up at over 600 your last year. This is about the top end about what I'd like to pay Chili Davis, but it is 5 years. Okay, this is acceptable to me. So that's 2 players locked down. And there's one other player I think we can profitably lock down. So you'll notice that the way our salary is split up, we're not going to get a balloon. We're not going to see like a $5 million, $6 million salary. That's the benefit of John Harting it. John Hart was the manager of the Cleveland Indians, and he would always buy out players in their years when they were still waiting for arbitration. You pay them more when they're young, so you pay them less when they're older. Von Hayes, I would also like to give an extension to. Would you take a 4-year deal? Probably not. 3-year deal. This would be highway robbery if I can lock down Von Hayes for this little. But we'll see. Yeah, he took it. I gave him his increasing salary. He's getting his raise. I'm pretty happy with that. Budner will revisit at the end of the season. Especially since I'm not even going to have him for 3 months. Okay, so we made some important decisions that I think will really help us out here. Let's move on now to making decisions. Okay, right away, 60-day DL. 60-day DL. Probably end of your career. 60-day DL, but he will be ready around the All-Star break, which might be right around the time we need him. I'm going to do something. This always kind of felt to be slightly like cheating. I'm just going to put him on the 60-day DL. I mean, he just keeps getting hurt. We're not really gaining anything by leaving him on the roster. All right. So we have how many pitchers right now? 11. So we're kind of already set for pitchers. So everything else we're going to clean house on. We need to get rid of 6 hitters. All right, that's easy enough. Gilly, are you still pretty good at multiple positions? You're still an okay you're still an okay utility guy. I'm gonna go ahead and run Weiser and Island through and clear their options. Tom Bernansky is just not ready. Tony Walker is a definite possibility, someone who might crack the roster. I think, honestly, Mark Hawley. There's always a chance that someday he'll actually put together a really strong minor league season and make something of himself. I just don't think that day is here yet. So we still got to send down one guy. And I think by virtue of his performance in the majors last year, even though Tony Walker is actually by far the better outfielder, he's also by far the worst hitter. And so I think we'll go ahead and send him down to AAA. So Joseph Stewart makes the roster as a useful bent off the batch who won't embarrass himself too badly in the outfield. Let's see, other new additions. I mean, obviously Morris, but we knew he was going to be new. This is a good roster, I think. The only 2 bad hitters, like players that I don't want to start significantly, I don't want Willie Wilson to play very much. But more importantly, I definitely don't want Golden or Lubertrich to play very much. But they're good utility guys. So 14 hitters, 11 pitchers. I know we're kind of going heavy on the pitchers, but keep in mind what we've discovered over the past 2 or 3 seasons, which is that, namely, we don't need that big a bullpen. We still got guys putting up 200-plus innings every single year, 250 in some cases. Clear the pitching staff, if you would. Pitching ratings. All right, Dave Stewart, no doubt, is our ace. And guess who gets the gloves coming off? You give me 200 amazing innings. You don't have a pitch count anymore. Falcone, Cy Young winner, will be the number 2 pitcher. I'm a bit worried about Falcone. But he's actually kind of cheap. I actually think he's actually quite reasonably priced. Charlie Huff, Bruce Poole, and Mike Morgan. Is this the Mike Morgan who was a reliever and pitched for like 30 years? This is the same guy. He actually didn't pitch for 30 years, so it just seemed like it. Yeah, 24 years. And I think he pitched for like 8 different teams, which at that time was like a major league record. I think it's been passed by now. So that's a pretty darn good rotation. He's 22. He gave me almost 200 innings. He broke 200 innings once in the minors. And he had more than 200 innings the year before. I think he's also through the injury nexus. I'm going to go ahead and take off the pitch count. We need a closer, and I'm pretty sure the obvious choice is Larry Hubbard. So I'm going to go ahead and make him an 8th inning plus guy. Frazier can be a setup guy. Notice we have no left-hander in the bullpen. That's a little disconcerting, but not overly so. Daryl Turner was bad last year, like real bad. I'm going to make him purely long relief. That is his job. His job is when no one else can pitch, he can pitch. Everyone else will do some middle relief. I also want Mike Smithson to be the emergency starter. Because he was a starter not too long ago. Alright, there we go. This is a good bullpen. And it'll be even better when we get Raleigh Fingers back. Alright, let's shake off this lineup and start putting together ours. Alright. Alright, our very best hitter is Don Mattingly. But Mattingly does lack power. Do I make Don Mattingly a number 3 hitter, or do I make him a number 2? Okay, let's start with the obvious choices. Tim Raines is the leadoff man and will be until he can no longer hit baseballs. That's obvious. Eddie Murray is cleanup. That's obvious. Chili Davis will bat 5th. That's obvious. I think Vaughn Hayes, when I was looking at it last, he said he expected to be at the top of the lineup. So I'm going to go ahead and slot you in as the number 2. And I think we will actually give Don Mattingly his chance to prove that he deserves to be a number 3 hitter. So Vaughn Hayes will bat 2nd. Because I want Eddie Murray playing first. Now the question is, who's the better, between Davis and Murray, who's the better hitter? It's Murray. I don't know why I bothered asking the question. And then here comes Don Mattingly. He'll bat 3rd. Okay. Number 6 hitter. I really got a bunch of different options. I think it'll be Gentile for 2 reasons. But most of them, but the biggest one is the contact. And the second is that he maintains a good all-around hitting package. I'm looking for a big improvement from him. That's going to be a key to if we do improve this season or not. So we already know who's going to take up the last 3 spots. We've got McNulty at 3rd, Morris at center, Schofield at short. Not Jimmy McNulty. That would be the guy from The Wire. And all 3 of you have a very similar... Oh, excuse me. All 3 of you have a very similar skill set. Okay, McNulty has real power. Like, more than Schofield. So I think we're going to give McNulty the coveted number 3 spot. Or number 7 spot. Then Schofield bats 8th. Which seems like a real shame, given his actual talent, but that's just the nature of this lineup. And then our new center fielder will be batting 9th. Hey, we actually have 2 right-handed hitters in the lineup. I think that's an all-time best for us now. See, Schofield's big strength is he's an amazing shortstop. And if his offensive tools develop, great, but that's not what he's here for. Good. This is a scary good lineup, potentially. We'll have to see how it actually works in reality, and then we'll go and generate depth charts. And then I would very much like to see who you decide. Yeah, this is... It's always heartening to see this, except I don't want Willie Wilson playing if Don Mattingly can. If your discipline and power develops, we should, like, destroy Major League records. This all depends on you, Mattingly. No pressure. Just kidding. All the pressure. We were crappy for a long time. We built a good core. Mattingly's another one we're going to want to lock down, but I think he's going to have to wait a season or 2. You want me to make the playoffs? I don't have anyone in the top 100 prospects. I'm going to predict we actually have the worst... I'm actually going to predict we actually have the worst minor leagues in the majors now. We're close. We're not we're not bad because we're bad. We're actually bad because so much of our talent has already graduated to the majors. Sid Fernandez, Cecil Fielder. I don't know who Joseph Williams is. That's not a name I'm familiar with. Atlanta's kept Darryl Strawberry in the minors. Seems like forever. No? Okay. I don't know who Andy Rincon. I don't know who any of these players are. Your number one prospect is Jose Rio. Which, I don't think so. Kirby Puckett. That's a good one. Kevin Mitchell. Andy Van Slyke. Andy Van Slyke playing for the Pirates. Sometimes things work out the way they're meant to. Is that Robert Macias? Jose Canseco? Yeah, get him the hell off of third base. I don't know what possessed you to try to make him play third. Howard Johnson. Darren Burroughs. Sid Bream. Devon White. Douglas Matthey. There's Paul O'Neill. Harold Baines. Bip Roberts. The only grown man alive ever named Bip. There's some good players coming up through minor league systems. David Cone. There's Joe Carter, where he belongs. I'm sorry, Joe Carter is probably the most overrated Hall of Famer in the Hall of Fame. Oh, no, wait, Joe Carter didn't make the Hall of Fame, did he? Did he? Did real-life Joe Carter make the Hall of Fame? I hope he didn't. Joe Carter was a kind of good player, but hey, look at this trash on-base percentage. Look at this trash average. His power was decent. But his record was inflated because he got a ton of RBIs. He played on the really good Blue Jays teams that won the World Series a bunch of times. Joe Carter was decent, but he wasn't anywhere near Hall of Fame worthy. Mark Langston, well, he wasn't either, but Mark Langston was at least interesting. Interesting. Some good players coming up through the minors. Up to see how they turn out. Let's forward to see how this season turns out. Let's play ball, as the umpire said. A personal message. Damn, people really wanted Alfonso Island and Daniel Weezer, especially when Daniel Weezer sucked donkey balls. You know what? If that's what you want, you're welcome to them. Oakland making, I mean, he's okay, but he can't hit. He can't. It's Oakland is apparently run by a bloody moron. I say that. Watch Oakland win the World Series. Fans are kind of pumped. They're like, yeah. All right. Some more Von Hayes. He is the Voniest. And Gene Gentile gets suspended. That'll make Willie Wilson happy. A 6-0 start. Nice. John Allman. Did you give him back to me? Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's hilarious. Nobody likes you, John Allman. Nobody. I said at the time it was a stupid move when they took him. Sweet vindication. What? No one is excited that Tim Raines got re-signed? Come on. Man, I was hoping that'd be like a big feather in our cap. Unbelievable. Well, Tim Raines wasn't really appreciated when he played in the real majors either. I'm not hearing thrills and chills because of Chili Davis. Ooh. I'd love to have Raleigh Fingers back sooner. What's going on, Chili? Why aren't you signing your new deal? Are you just thinking about... You want more money. Of course you do. Ah, damn it, Chili. Fine. If we can backload this contract a bit more and still give me my 2-team options, obviously, I would take this deal. Because, I mean, he's a catcher that hits really fantastically well. Nope, he is not going to give me any kind of bloody discount. Damn it, Chili. Alright. Ouch, this one hurts. And he's a catcher, too. This is one that might bite us in the ass. Of all the what's the word I'm looking for? Okay. Yeah, of all the long-term deals I've made, I think Davis is the most likely to bite us on the butt because he is a catcher. Mark Williams, go enjoy your time in AAA. Oh, he's being a 40-man. Fine, rehab assignment. It's whatever, man. It's whatever. Early indications are quite good, but I'm not going to get too excited. Yeah, the fans are pretty pumped. That was worth it. Two weeks for John Morris. Well, I guess that's just a chance for... Oh, what's his face? Where are you, dude? Where's Mark Williams? This is your time to shine, Mark. Because literally... Actually, I take that back. I lied. Les Fillikins is going to be taking over the spot in the lineup. You can take over the spot of being the backup. There we go. Proceed. And we can get John Morris back. Excellent. Yeah, Williams, you can be designated for assignment again. And then we just put him right back in the lineup, because that's how I roll. I roll John Morris style. I'm intentionally avoiding looking at the team right now, at least until the end of the month. A personal message. We're not entirely sure when Charlie Huff will come back entirely. That's fine. A personal message. Ooh, 3 homers for Chili Davis. That's the kind of stuff to get excited about. Any big surprises? Not hugely. Charlie Huff is getting older. This happens to the best of us. Pete Falcone got slightly better, which I didn't expect. Scott Budner's getting a little worse. Davis got a tiny bit worse. Murray got faster somehow. I don't know how that works. Bill McNulty got a little better. Hayes got worse at playing third base, but otherwise that's actually better. There we go. Current power rating starting to spike. That's what makes her a good player. Gene got better here. Tim Rogers is starting to put together a reasonable career. Right. Let's take a look at the team and see what's going well and what's not going well. Raines, Mattingly, Hayes, and Davis are all very close to the top in their respective positions. I really have very little to complain about from any of them. We're actually getting real-life power from Don Mattingly. And Tim Raines continues to be 100% unquestionable Tim Raines, although he is actually a tiny bit down from last year. Now, the downside is, while all these players are good, few are projected to be brilliant. Hayes actually projected to be really good. Mattingly is pretty good, and Raines, it looks like, is going to be decent, but not as great as he was last year. But that's also very good. McNulty contributed in a positive way, although not with the bat. Eddie Murray did take a step back. I did predict that. Maybe not this dramatic of a step back. But he just needs to get a little more luck and just hit the baseball a little more often. The power is still there. So I'm not too worried about Eddie Murray. John Morris is a rookie. He's not hitting very well, but that's not really his job. What is it about Gentile? What is it about looking at these ratings and looking at his performance that just makes me go, why? Why can he not translate his tools into just like... If he was an average major league hitter, he'd be a very strong asset. But he's just not hitting. I mean, one extra base hit and it's beginning of June. I mean, I don't have great outfielders in the minors, but good Lord. Pitching, Stewart, Huff, and Morgan are all doing quite well. Falcone's slightly worse. No one is actively bad. Good. No real changes I can see. I have to have someone better than Daryl Turner, right? This is the second season he's provided absolutely nothing. He's actually better this season just because he's actually striking some people out every once in a while, but we might look for a replacement for him. It shouldn't be that hard. Actually, it won't be that hard because there is a replacement waiting. His name is Raleigh Fingers. Goodbye, Turner. All right. So, closer, Raleigh Fingers. Setup. And then we're going to go ahead and demote you to a middle reliever. And then I'm going to upgrade Mike Smith into a setup guy in the 6th inning. Maybe I should consider Raleigh Fingers as... No, I'm going to set him as a high leverage, too. Basically, if I need 3 outs, it should go to Raleigh Fingers. I'm going to pitch your arm off, mate. So I hope you enjoyed the little break you got with your injury. Because I'm going to run you into the ground. Oh no, not Mark Williams. No. Three weeks for Golden. I mean, if I had to pick a position that I would lose a player at, I think backup catcher is one that I could live with. Except my best possible replacements for backup catchers don't appear to be healthy. Where's my other catcher? Or does he just like suck now? Yeah, Canucci. That wasn't his name. What was the name of that catcher I had? It was actually like a fairly surprisingly good hitter. Did I lose him? No, because I think it was Terry Cormack. I'm gonna got catchers. I might as well just pick like a catcher and just be like, yo, mate, come on back, y'all. I need someone to fill in, so sure it can be good old Phil. Phil McCracken. That's his name. It's not his name. It probably shouldn't be his name. That was a pretty bad joke even for me. Oh boy, we get Bill Bonham back. It's hard to be excited about that. Go rehab. I'm excited about Scott Budner coming back. Depending on... I mean, Morgan is the obvious choice as someone who's... I think maybe he is better suited to the bullpen. He's being useful, just like he was last season. But I mean, Budner has a far greater likelihood of being useful. So I think we go ahead and get rid of Thormsgaard. Demote Morgan to the bullpen, but I will make him long relief and emergency starter. Let's just get him meaningful innings and let him see if he can continue to develop. And then we go and activate Scott Budner. Where are you, Scott? Here he is. I mean, he is virtually perfect as a starter because he knows what he needs to do, which is give me plenty of innings of slightly above average abilities. I'm going to cut this salary severely, but I will give you 150 grand. No. 170. It's better than nothing. God damn it, Falcone. You suck. We need someone who right now who isn't hot to just turn into liquid hot magma. I think we're going to go and just try to sneak him back through waivers. We might or might not get him through. I just like Golden too much as a backup catcher. He fills the need, which is he plays pretty good defense and he doesn't always embarrass himself with the bat. Damning with faint praise, I know, but... like, is Eddie Murray getting hotter? He's a little bit hotter, but still not very. He's just not hitting the base. He's just not getting as many hits, and, you know, the more hits you get, the better. Alright, let's go ahead and put you jerks in AAA. I'm going to go ahead and remove the waivers for all you guys. So how can we upgrade this team? How can we increase our chances of making the playoffs? Well, we got Budner back. That's something. Mattingly is Batter of the Month. John Morris is Rookie of the Month. I mean, the question is, it's like, where can we obviously get better? And the only real answer is probably the bullpen. Okay, we could get better with starters too, but I'm not going to get a top-flight starter on the market. We also could be better at defense. But again, I mean, who on the team isn't pulling their weight? I'll tell you one thing we will do that should make a significant difference. John Morris, you've earned the 6th spot. Gene Gentile, you've earned the 9th spot. That should help. Is there anyone interesting on the trading block? And, of course, is there anyone interesting on the trading block that instantly clicks sign a free agent? Terry Forster would be a nice boost to the bullpen, but, I mean, I'm not going to give up a lot for him. And bullpen isn't really my weakness. That said, you can always use better pitchers, right? What would I have to give up to get him? That's my $1 million question. He does want something significant. What about like a couple of middle-of-the-road prospects? Like, I don't need this many catchers. How about Robert Williamson? You think I should ask for more. How about Herman the Cunningham? Oh, you can't have him. Sorry, mate. God damn that stupid rule. I know I could just turn it off. Pat Bone is going to be a crazy good contact hitter someday. Tom Bernansky. And then can I get you to throw in an interesting prospect? I probably can't. Mostly because you don't have any. Get Steve Ontiveros, sure. No. Hey, Roberto Casanovas. I think this is fine. We get an upgrade in the bullpen, and we're not giving up much. And we're getting an upgrade at an interesting third base prospect. That's the kind of deal I can live with making. Damn, we won a game 16-2. Nah, you're not interested, and I'm not going to mess with it. We really need, like, a really top-notch starter. Okay, we need a new bench coach, maybe. But do we? Like, how does my current bench coach get along with the team? The young players all hate him. But the pitchers all like him. What if I promoted Mike Johnson? How does he get along with everyone? Tim Raines doesn't like him, but everyone else does. I think Tim Raines might just be kind of a jerk. I remember he was, like, in his plan, he's considered a little bit salty. Yeah, so we've got a new bench coach, and I will happily give him a raise. Because that's how I roll. I recognize talent. And I'm like, dude, 5 years. Come on. Plus, I've still got, if I ever need Bob Chavez again, there he is, waiting in AAA. Right. How is Jeff Thomas getting along with my pitchers? He literally only helps Scott Budner. What about my hitting coach? He literally does well with Willie Wilson, who's not even a starter. We could probably do better with some of our hitting coaches, but I'm not going to fuss too much. Come on, Detroit. Just start screwing up. Oh, look at that. Fernando Valenzuela. It's Fernando Mania. I can't compete with that. No, I don't need an outfielder that can't hit. I don't need a center fielder that can't really hit. No, I need more starters, not less. Ooh, let's see who made the All-Star team. Dave Stewart. Chili Davis. Tim Raines. Vaughn Hayes. Don Mattingly. Good on us. Who has a starter to sell? That's my biggest problem. Yeah, I will happily trade him for literally anything. If the player is mildly interesting in some aspect, hey, that's pure gravy. Sure. Now, Barbaro Garby actually could be a reasonable hitter at some stage. Welcome aboard, Barbaro. I'll see if he'll throw in another prospect, but the answer to that question is most likely no. Like, even like a Bill Swaggerty is probably... I can get Bill Swaggerty. Dwayne Henry. And Randy Hunt. Let's see what I can get here. Ah, shut up. Damn it, Bill Bonham. Yes, I want to designate him for assignment so I can frickin' trade him. Yes, do it. Do it. Charlie Huff would like to come back, and it's kind of hard to argue that he shouldn't. What's the going rate for another year of Charlie Huff? Nope. I am not spending $700 grand for Charlie Huff. Just don't even bring it up. Come on, keep building that cushion. Keep building that cushion. Detroit wants me to trade with them. How about... No. I believe that's the appropriate answer to anything that would help the person directly behind me. Especially right after a pool just got a shutout. Alright, come on. We're facing Boston. We need to pummel the crap out of them in this series. Is there anyone I want to trade? Just for almost anything at this point. I mean, Charlie Huff would be a good trade candidate. But we're at that point where we don't want to trade players just to get rid of their salaries. We only want to trade them if they're actively helping us. We would be paying Les Filkins way too much to ride the bench. He would be an amazing left fielder, but that spot's taken. I would be happy to offer Bruce Poole a 3-year deal. He won't take it, but I bet if I sweeten the pot slightly, he will. And I think that's entirely appropriate for his level of pitching ability. Pitchability, if you will. I'm going to shop Filkins around. Maybe this is how I can get that one extra starter to just push us over the edge. Bill Madlock would be a good addition. Except he's a terrible third baseman. Dick Tidrow. No, he's a reliever. Ken Griffey Sr.? Who is currently my right fielder? It is Gene Gentile, who is getting better. But Ken Griffey Sr. would be a really good addition. He's still got a really good hit tool. Good power, good discipline. Still fast, still a pretty good right fielder. He's clearly better than Gentile, and he's only costing me someone I wouldn't keep anyway. Can I get you to sneak in a prospect? The answer is almost certainly no. Yeah, you're going to laugh your asses off at me. What about, like, John Russell? Would you give me John Russell? I don't think you'd give me John Russell. Ah, you can't give me John Russell. God damn it. What about Chuck here? I can't have Chuck either, can I? Rick Leach is a mediocre hitter. Mo is much worse. Would you throw him in? You would. Do you have a starter I could steal away from you? Dave Dravecki. He's probably not for offer, but I could get a clear upgrade to my rotation and you'd still give me more. Damn, you guys love Les Filikins. Chuck Rogers? Sure. Okay. That's where you draw the line. I'm going to take this deal. I'm going to run with it. I could run like Salome Barojas. No, you just drafted him. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make this deal. This gives me 2 pieces to the team right now. Do it. All right, I'm super excited now. Ken Griffey Sr. And where are we going to put Dravecki? Okay, who is the obvious worst pitcher on the staff right now? I've got a lot of bad pitchers. Wow, okay. Mike Morgan's actually being useful. Who's the second worst star reliever on the team? The entire rotation is really strong except for Budner. Maybe Budner's who I send to AAA. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. Just give him a chance to pick up some experience. And we'll let Dave Dravecki fill in. Get some performances out of him. Alright, get in here, Ken Griffey Sr. You have one job, Ken Griffey Sr. That is to provide me with excellent power, decent contact, and just make yourself available. A personal message. It's personal. Dave Dravecki got better. He clearly enjoys playing for Toronto. Tim Raines got better. Von Hayes got better. Schofield got better. Other players didn't get better, but hey. Two weeks with a dead arm. I'm not even going to put him on the DL. It's not worth it. We'll just get a couple of weeks of backup shortstop playing. No. No. Quit letting the Tigers beat us. He still wants an extension. I'm honestly just trying to get you for cheap, dude. There we go. That'll probably push him over the top. No! God damn it, we had a gigantic... Our lead is melting away. Come on, we gotta put distance between us and Detroit. That means beating the crap out of Detroit. you're kidding me. Right now is when Dave Stewart has a freaking injury. When we need him the most. You're a real jackass, Dave Stewart. Which means I'm going to put Mike Morgan in. I can't trust Budner right now. You can be emergency reliever and long staff, yeah. Come on. Don't do this to me. Quit giving me personal messages. I don't care. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. No. God damn it, quit losing. The Tigers are right on my ass. Good. We're going to do this week by week. No. Are you kidding me? This is when you need to be your very best, and you're screwing me over. Knock it off. No, quit changing spots. Seriously. Oh boy, 300 saves. I don't care. I don't think there's anything I can obviously do to break this problem up. I genuinely can't think of anything. I don't look at this lineup and see, aha, if I move player A to player B's position, everything changes. The best players are where they deserve to be. I mean, I could swap Eddie Murray and Chili Davis. But I don't think that makes a difference. Okay, maybe it actually does. Alright. If this even gets me a couple of wins, this is worth it. Sorry, Eddie. I really wish it would stop playing just to tell me that crap-ass players that never made the majors are retiring. No, we can't keep trading wins. We need to be obliterating the teams we're facing. Come on. We're already 2 games back. We're done. Come on. Charlie Huff wants to come back. I'm not paying you $700 grand, so just stop that nonsense right now. I think we're going to miss the playoffs. I genuinely think we're going to miss the playoffs. Oh, would you stop it? Come on, just stop. Nope, that loss to the Twins just killed us. Ah, Detroit, you had no business being this lucky. Yeah, that's me. That just got kicked out. All because stupid freaking Detroit had to get Jack Morris and freaking Fernando Valenzuela at the top of their games at the exact same time. This hurts. But yeah, we are not making the playoffs this year. Damn it. And of course, just to throw salt in my wounds, we have to cripple Raleigh Fingers again. I don't care. Hope Detroit gets freaking swept. Detroit had no business making the playoffs this year. They got damn lucky. Oh boy. Stop bugging me about this. Yeah, now you're eligible to come back, Stewart, you bastard. I can't believe bloody Detroit won. We had an 8-game lead on them, and then it just totally evaporated. That sucked. We were the second best team in the American League, and we didn't make the playoffs because there's no wild card yet, and won't be for another 10 years. In game. Oh. That season was a letdown. That season. Don Mattingly winning a batting title doesn't make up for the fact that we missed the damn playoffs because everything came unglued. And it's not like I can point at one thing that we did badly. I mean, yeah, our starters weren't great. Man, I almost won 100 frickin' games, and any other season, I'm winning. We have to make this offseason count. That was hugely disappointing. We got significantly better, and it didn't matter because Detroit rode this ridiculous luck. Like, there is no way this rotation should be the best in the majors. And also have the best bullpen in the majors. Yes, I'm one of the people that thinks Jack Morris was hugely overrated and didn't deserve to make the Hall of Fame, but... I'm just going to glare at this lineup right now. Oh, and Ron Kittle coming out of freaking nowhere. Okay, come on. A guy with 38 contact doesn't hit 302. That's insane. This one hurt a lot. We were the best team in the AL. I don't give a crap. You know what I want to look at? I want to look at the Pythagorean record. Actually, Detroit should have destroyed us. We were really good this year, but we weren't quite as good as our record looked. We were so hot. And then we just went at the end. We fell completely apart. Yeah. But we did lock down our core. And we're still going to have quite a bit to spend on free agents. We've got about $1 million we can spend on free agents. That's not nothing. I'm going to increase ticket prices by a whole 2 cents. Look at these attendance numbers. We're getting close to breaking the 4 million fan mark. I've built a really tremendous team. I just don't know what to do next. We need that extra oomph. And I don't know if we'll be able to find that this season. But we'll have to wait till next episode to find out. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe and comment down below. I was a heartbreaker of a season. Won almost 100 games. Didn't make the playoffs. But hopefully there are more seasons like that to come. Until next time, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching. And I bid you good day.